Right. Oh, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing? You join me on a fine, make the camera straight, Tuesday? Wednesday morning, should I say. We had a bank holiday weekend just gone. I hope you all had a great weekend with your friends, your family, and what have you. The weather's been beautiful over the weekend. I've got the sun. Sorry didn't do much recording yesterday, being Tuesday. I had a real busy day yesterday on the road. In fact, I spent most of my day on the road travelling to Lancashire yesterday, north of Lancashire. Far north, towards Southport. Is that Liverpool way? Something like that. Yeah. So, this morning, we are just sat here waiting to leave. As you can see on the camera now. Oh, nice. He's just left. That's brilliant. I can actually get out now. I can actually get out, which is brilliant. So I'm just setting the camera up for some new footage for you. So that's all right. Happy days. So I'm just setting the camera up now for some new footage. So I'm not sure how it's going to plan out, how it's going to be. I've got a new bit of kit that I want to use. So let's see if this goes down well. I don't want my phone getting in the way too much, but I've got the new bit of kit set up. Sorry about the blue, my little air freshener at the front of the screen as you can see it. But I'll switch it on now. Nope. So I'm still trying to work out this new GoPro that I've got, because I must say it isn't it's the GoPro 8. So I'm trying to work it out still. Oh my goodness, it's funny. So we'll see how we do with this. I've got the new GoPro working today, so you should be able to see on your screen now where I am. I'm actually at Sandwich Services. I stayed there last night. I've just spoken to the driver, I've just driven off. He parked up, he's going for a coffee, so he wasn't going to be long anyway. I wasn't sure if he was going to be there for a while because I had to swing out, but the lorry, the Arctic in front of me, just pulled off. He just pulled off for the day, so I can get out now. So let's move this mic. Let's see. So I hope you all had a great weekend. I certainly did. I had 3 days off, which I was quite happy with. We are headed this morning down to we're heading down south to Sainsbury's in Enfield, or should I say Wilton Abbey. I've got morning coffee. I don't normally make my own coffee in the morning. Got my kettle and I'll put that away though. This morning I've gone and grabbed a Costa, so but yeah, had a great weekend. So let the lorry, adjust my steering wheel properly, let my lorry let the truck warm up a little bit for a minute or so. So yeah, we're off to London. We had just over 10 hours off last night. Well, sorry, nearly 11. I pretty much took the 11. Why not, as they say. We've got plenty of time. We haven't actually got to be at Sainsbury's until 11 AM. 11 o'clock. However, we are going to leave a little bit earlier this morning. Doesn't mean you have to be getting there at dead on 11. I'm going to get there a bit earlier because apparently Sainsbury's do take deliveries a little bit earlier. They're quite flexible on timings, so which is great. It means I can push forward and get ahead of my day. And then once we are tipped at Sainsbury's. We're then heading to Hickley I think it is, for a reload, and then we're back up to Coventry in the morning for an AM job, AM delivery up in the Midlands. So a couple of new jobs this week, but yeah, looking good. So we're going to make some progress now. I'm all ready. I've done my vehicle checks. Taco is in. I wanted to leave just before 5 AM. It's now 5 to 5. I'm going to leave in just a second, and yeah, we'll crack on with our day and see how we get on. So I think I'm ready. I'm ready to rock and roll pretty much. Let's as they say, oh, the seat is really not adjusted properly. Oh, that will do, that will do, that will do. Right, let's go. Let's do this. Let's get on with our day. I had a wash, I brushed my teeth. Brushed my teeth, had a wash, got my coffee. I've not had any breakfast because I don't fancy it this morning. I don't normally fancy breakfast first thing in the morning anyway. But yes, so I've got the other camera set up today, as you can see. So you can see what's in front of me and what I see. I don't need diesel. I don't need any diesel, which is nice. I filled up yesterday. So I stayed at the Road Chef Sandwich last night. I must say, it's not the it's the first time I stayed at this service station. In fact, it's not the biggest service station for a Road Chef. It's pretty small, but I was getting quite short of time yesterday, so I didn't really want to risk not getting parked up at a certain time. I did a 9-hour drive yesterday. I did a 9, or just under a 9 in fact. So yeah, so if you're wondering where we are, we're actually, Sandwich is on the M6 southbound. We're southbound on the M6. And that's pretty much where we are. As you can see, the roads are pretty empty at the moment, but we've still got to get through Birmingham. So Birmingham is one we want to get through. So that's the reason for leaving at a good time. We can get through Birmingham within the next hour or so, which we should do, no problem. Then happy days. It's getting through Birmingham traffic and getting down past the M1 that can get busy in the morning. But our ETA at the moment is just about 8:30. So we're going to be a good 2.5 hours early for our delivery. However, that's not to say we're not going to hit any sort of traffic on the way down. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, we've got the new camera set up today. I'm not sure what you think of the footage, what you can see in front of you. You should be able to see what I see on the camera. But we'll see if this works. It's something I'm trying. It's a test and trial on the footage side of things. So we shall see, I guess. I'm trying to make sure my steering wheel is all adjusted properly. I think it is, yeah. I've got a habit of when I put my steering wheel up for the evening and I clock off for the day, I try not to do that when I'm sort of delivering during the day, because then I've got to readjust my steering wheel and I forget what adjustments I put it on. It's just getting comfortable. But yeah, and when I get up in the morning and I sort of adjust the driving position for the day, because I've been faffing around with my seat last night, it's trying to find that comfortable driving position again that you're used to. When you're 6'1" or so, it's not the trying to get comfortable can be tricky. You know, not that it probably has much to do with it, but yeah. So not sure if anyone's noticed, anyone that drives on the M6, the roadworks on the M6 northbound and southbound go on for about 10 miles plus at a 50-mile-per-hour speed limit. We're coming to more of the roadworks now. But yeah. So how was everyone's weekend? We had a great weekend. We what do we get up to? We actually, Saturday we went out for the day. We got some shopping done for the holiday. Not a great deal of shopping, but did a little bit of some bits and pieces. Did some bits and pieces. Had some lunch at Bill's restaurant. Not sure if you've been there before, but a nice bit of lunch there actually. Had a nice beer. I did put a picture of the beer on the on my Instagram. Because the weather was lovely on Saturday, and then Sunday I actually helped my father-in-law do his garden. So I spent most of Sunday, should I say, in the garden. So I caught the sun. I did put the sun cream on, the old factor 50. Monday, what did we do Monday? Monday, we went down to look at some houses that we potentially are interested in the future. It was a new build, in fact, new build property. We was possibly looking at for next year. They haven't started building them yet, but that is something we're looking at for next year in a certain area in Kent, because we do like Kent. We do like living in Kent, and it's not too far from where we lived previously. So, but they won't start. They're not starting to build them houses until next year or late this year. So by the time they're built on the development, should I say? Yeah. So that's what we did. What did you guys get up to, and girls? Did everyone get up to have a nice weekend? Comment below. What did you get up to? Did you go anywhere nice? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love bank holiday weekends because it's only a 4-day week, unless you work Saturday, of course. But you can't complain. You know, you can't grumble with that one. I like it when we get. I think every week should be a 4-day week personally, but 4-day working week. Everyone should get 3 days off, but can't guarantee that's anyone's going to listen to me. You know. But yeah, I had a great weekend of sun, and the sunshine yesterday was nice. They said it was meant to be the hottest day of the year so far. 24 degrees it was meant to be yesterday. I very much doubt it was that, because it didn't seem it. It was very cloudy, so I don't think it was that yesterday. But it was still warm but cloudy. But yeah, so let's see what the weather's like today. It's quite cloudy this morning, but the sunrise is not there yet. It's hiding behind them clouds, but I'm sure it'll be up very shortly. I do like the sunrise in the morning, love it. It really wakes me up in the morning. But it gets me out of bed more. It gets me out of bed a lot easier. When I know when it's like this, it's pretty much near enough daylight, I spring out of bed a lot easier, you know. I do spring out of bed a lot quicker as well, so ready for the day. But when it's the winter months, like it was last year, trying to get up in the morning can be a struggle. Let's put it that way. It can be a real struggle. I'm sure you can all relate to that, whether you're a truck driver or whether you're at home. It doesn't matter. You just can't get out of bed in the morning in the winter months, can you? It gets dark early. It gets daylight late in the morning. It's cold. It just makes a huge difference on your mindset and your mind. It's your mind, your body. We're through these roadworks now. There we go. We can make a bit of progress now. Oh, let's just see what let's see what Wednesday has to bring. So yeah, like I said, we've got this Sainsbury's delivery. We've got, I can't remember how many pallets we've got in the back. I think we've got 18 pallets, if I remember rightly, going there. And then once we've done that job, I'm going to Hickley, which I have been to once before. I was there last week, in fact, doing a collection there. Fairly small site. Only one lorry gets loaded at a time, but it's straightforward. A bit tricky to get out of. I'll show you it if I can, but a bit tricky to get out of. But apart from that, it's fairly straightforward to get to. And then we've got a drive to Coventry, but that hasn't got to be there till tomorrow, like I said. So we can make some progress northbound, probably go up the M11 for that one, straight up the M11 A14, look for somewhere to park up late afternoon today, and then yeah, go from there basically. So let's see what happens today. You never know, you can plan your day as well as you want to, but sometimes it never always goes to plan, if you know what I mean. So yeah, let's see. Anyway, we'll make some progress with this one. Like I said, we're not sure how this footage is going to look today, because I've got 2 GoPros running today, one for the road ahead and one obviously facing me talking to you guys this morning. So we'll keep these cameras running today. We'll see how much battery life we get out of it. I've got a new battery in the big one in front of me now, and we'll see how much footage we can get today. And if the footage is going well when I check it tonight, we'll continue tomorrow, I guess, into Thursday, and then obviously it's Friday after that. So you know, the week will be finished quicker than you say boo, you know. So yeah, let's see how we do. Anyway, let's make some progress on this road. Let's get down through the M6 down onto the M1 southbound. Hopefully try and avoid some sort of traffic down there. Can't guarantee that, but if we get through Birmingham in good time, I think we've made some good progress this morning. The M1 will be a bit slow going into our destination this morning, because it will be through rush hour, but it is what it is. As long as we get as far down as we can, then we can't really complain. Anyway, let's make some progress and I'll catch up with you very shortly. Okay, so you join me 3.5 hours later, 3 hours and 30 minutes later, so 3.5 hours to be precise actually. We are on the M25. We're just coming off at junction 26 of the M25. Need to find this address. So Sainsbury's distribution centre we're looking for here. It's daylight now. The traffic coming down has been fairly decent. The M1, bit of traffic on the M1 for about 10 minutes, but it wasn't anything major. We're coming off here on junction 26 for Walton Abbey. So this is our one here, the A121. And then we're literally 2.6 miles away, so about 6 or 7 minutes away from where we need to be. So we're here, what time is it now? It's only just 10 to 9. Well, our ETA is 10 to 9. Or just, well, quarter to 9, should I say, just gone quarter to 9. So good couple of hours early we're looking at today, which is nice. It's always nice to be early at your job. Right, so this is saying we are going, we're going right by the looks of it. We are. Diverted traffic. Nice blocker there, thank you. So we're going right here. Left we go. According to another driver, we go underneath the M25. It looks like we are going that way, in fact. Oh, a bit bumpy there. Under the 25, and then we're taking a right, if I remember rightly. Pardon the punt. Some real uneven roads, a lot of humps on the M25. So we're going right here, from what I remember, or what I've been informed. So another driver's given me a bit of a brief on where we're going. He said, be careful following the sat-nav, which is okay, no problem. But the sat-nav is meant to be taking me to where I need to get to. I've got the Google Maps on as well on my left hand side, just in case. I'm not following Google Maps, but it just gives you an indication of the address. I found it on Google obviously, and I've got directions on as a backup, just in case I go past where I need to go past. At least on Google Maps I've got an idea of where I need to be. It's the distribution centre of Sainsbury's I'm going to, so we should be able to see it. So we're in a lot of uneven roads down here, a lot of humps. Coming around the M25 to where I've just come off at junction 26. A lot of really uneven roads there. It's terrible humps on that road. Bad grounding, you know. But we'll take our time going down here. So yeah, it was a pretty smooth ride. I did have a 15-minute break on the way down, just because I needed a toilet break. So I took 15 on the way down, but we're still going to get here 2 hours and 15 minutes early. 2 hours, well, over 2 hours earlier than our delivery time. So let's hope they do according to another driver, they do take earlier deliveries. So let's see, but apparently it's down here, so we're only 2 miles away. Sorry, 0.8 miles away. Coming to a roundabout, and we should be going straight over. We should see signs for Sainsbury's, hopefully. So according to this, it's straight over. I've just seen a sign for Walton Abbey Industrial Estate, take a right. I'm going to go straight on only because, don't worry about using your indicators, just put some on last minute. Walton Abbey Town Centre Distribution Centre. So I'm going to assume it's up here. This is where the sat nav is taking me, and this is where Google's taking me as well. It's up here on the right. I hope that's the entrance. We'll soon find out if it is the entrance. It's right at the roundabout according to this. We'll have a look. I always get a bit nervous when I go to a job I've never been to before, because you don't want to get it wrong. You want to make sure you get it right first time, because you just don't want the whole palaver of running around looking for your address. So, distribution centre, go right. I think I've just seen the sign for Sainsbury's. According to this, it's right here. That is it there. Is that Sainsbury's? Yes, it is. Yee! That was got to be the worst cheer in the world. I do apologise, but this is the Sainsbury's we're looking for. Right, stay safe. So this has got to be goods in. I'm assuming this has got to be goods in. HGVs on the right, cars on the left. Looks like this is it. All Sainsbury's deliveries, all other traffic. Right, deliveries here. So HGV only. Right, here we are. This is it. Get in lane, it says. Stay in line, stay in line. EU Sainsbury's. Get in lane. I'm just going to get in lane anywhere really. There's a couple that want to get in. Right. Neutral. Handbrake. Seatbelt off. What I'll do is I'll get back to you in just a second. Going to go check in. Not been here before, and I'll get back to you shortly. Speak to you soon. Okay, good morning everybody. Good morning, good morning. So, unfortunately, you do join me at Cambridge Services today. Oh, I've woke up with a bit of a headache today. I've got a bit of a sore head. I've just spent, my card went in at 4:45 and it's now 5:20, and I've just spent a good 20 minutes helping another driver get out of here. A European driver get out. I think he's quite a new driver, but I've just spent the past 20 minutes or so helping him get out. He's having dramas getting out, so you can see in front of you now where this lorry is here. He was parked just on the left hand side. He had to reverse straight out, but he couldn't turn around. He could, but I think because he's a new driver, he wasn't very confident doing it, so he asked me to jump in his lorry and do it for him. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't do that, and he didn't speak very good English. I said, I can't do that, I'm not insured. Excuse me. So that's that. I can't help him. Another driver expecting another driver who's not insured to get in his lorry and do the honours. I didn't feel very comfortable doing that. I wasn't going to do that, unfortunately. I won't risk that because I'm not insured. So it's nice to help other drivers, but if you're not insured, I wouldn't drive. Plus it's a left-hand drive. So not that it makes a huge difference, I guess, but it does to me. So I didn't feel very comfortable doing that, to be honest with you. We had 11 hours off. I'm gonna go through here. Can't get around there because there's other people sleeping. I didn't feel very comfortable doing that, to be honest with you. So I wasn't gonna do that, unfortunately. So I'm gonna stop here. I'm gonna grab a coffee, and then we'll get on our way. And I'll get back to you in just a second, guys. All right. 2 seconds. Okay. Right. Coffee. Get my coffee. I think we're ready to go. So, excuse me. Where we're going to. So I've just spent nearly 20 minutes or so, like I said, helping that guy get out, driver get out, which is fine, not a problem. We're off to Redditch in Coventry Highway, Gorcott Hill. I have no idea where that is, but I've got a sat nav set up for it. Head in that direction, of course, when we get there. God, I've got a sore throat this morning, a little bit of a headache, not enough to probably take a paracetamol just yet. But yeah, a bit of a funny morning. I've just spoken to a guy who he didn't know how to use a custom machine, which is funny on the road. Not funny, but you know what I mean. On the road, you come across a lot, because I'm so used to using the machines, you come across a lot of drivers who have no idea how to use them machines. They're so used to going into a cafe or a lay-by and grabbing a coffee from the little lay-by places, the little huts that people do their breakfasts at and stuff, all day breakfasts, you know, the little lay-by people, I don't know what they're called, caravans, whatever they're called. I'd help him make coffee there, and he was just saying there that he's late for work today because taking the right one, yes I have, because his granddad passed away last night. I said sorry to hear that. He looked quite down actually. I said, why are you at work? Take a day off work if you're that, if you know. He said he can't take a day off work. So he was like 2 hours late this morning for his job. His boss has been on the phone to him, asking him where he is. I said to him, if someone's passed away in your family, take the time off. You know, you're entitled to it. I would. You know. But yeah, these things happen. So, well, if you're watching my video, if you ever do, no idea. The guy didn't. I don't know who the guy is, but of course, sorry to hear your loss. It's not nice when someone passes in your family. I know the feeling when my dad died last year. I still think about him every day. Every day on the road I think about him. So maybe not every single day, but you know, I do think about him through the week. When you're having time to yourself, sort of thing, you know. But yeah, very sad. Anyway, we are now going on to the A14. A14 we're on now. We'll make some progress. Our ETA for this job is 7:30. I've checked the business address. They don't open until about 8 o'clock. From what I've looked, well, I might be wrong. I'm not sure about deliveries, but the business don't open till 8 o'clock. So I'm going to be there a little bit early anyway. But that's all good. That's all good. But yeah, that's the crack for today. So I didn't manage to. So you saw me the other day going to. On Tuesday, going to Sainsbury's. Tuesday? Or was it yesterday? Yesterday morning, sorry, going to Sainsbury's, or approach to Sainsbury's. I had a bit of a nightmare there, to be honest with you. I was sat on the bay. When I got in there eventually, I was on the bay for 2.5 hours, well, over 2 hours basically, trying to get tipped. Excuse me. Trying to get tipped, and yeah, it took a bit of time to get tipped. I then got out and I headed to my next collection, which was in Essex. Yeah, sort of, is it Hinkley, a place called that. What was sort of like? Yeah, so that was where I was going yesterday. I did my collection from there. And then obviously the collection was the delivery I have on this morning on the back, which is like aluminium. It's like aluminium tubes. So I've had to use on this trailer. If I get a chance to show you today, I will. But it's like aluminium tubes, and they're not like solid metal. They're like, well, aluminium, but bends, doesn't it? I think it's aluminium. You put ratchet straps around and tie it too much, you'll bend the product, you'll bend the pipes. They're like pipes, but not pipes. So I've had to use the internal straps. Now on this trailer, it's quite an old trailer I've got, and I'll show you the trailer. In fact, when we get to our tipping point, I'll try and show you the trailer, because it is an older trailer, but also I'll try and show you the internal straps you get on this trailer. I've only used them twice, so this is the second time I've used them, and I must say they're actually easier than what I thought. They're just awkward. So it's basically, if you've used internal straps before on a trailer where they're built in, so they're built up with a bungee, and one bungee covers the whole trailer, and they go through loops throughout the whole trailer. They're on bars either side, and you have to pull both straps down either side, so you've got straps both sides. One side has a hook, you hook it on, the other side is where you ratchet with your actual ratchet. So the strap comes down and you ratchet and tighten it, as you would do if you throw straps over. The difference is the straps are already built onto the trailer. That probably makes no sense to a new driver or to someone who's never driven before a lorry. If you've probably driven a Curtainsider with internal straps built in with bungees, you know what I mean. So it took me a bit of time to get used to it again, because I've not used them for a while, but I got there. you can't tighten them too much. You tighten them too much, you're going to damage what you've got in the back. The whole idea is to keep the product in the back in the centre of the trailer, so they're not shifting towards the curtain. So I've not done them too tight because you can't, you'll damage it. So I've done it enough so they don't shift. So I can't go too fast because you've got to be careful of braking and stuff like that suddenly, because it will just shift and you don't want it moving. And they're sitting on timber. They're sitting on timber slabs. I think it's timber slabs. So yeah. So if I get a chance to show you, I will do, because there's no harm in showing you that. But they don't weigh much either. The total weight I've got on the back is approximately 9.5 tonne, not even 10 tonne. So you think, when you look at them, you think they're really heavy, but they're actually not. So you've got to be very careful with the ratchets when you're strapping up, because you can damage them. You just need to strap them up enough just to keep them centre of the trailer, and so they're not shifting side to side. I've had to use an actual ratchet strap, one of my own ones, on the last pallet, purely because I don't want them sliding down the back of the trailer. So I've used a ratchet strap on that one, which I'll try and show you when I get there. I don't know what this site's like, by the way, so I'll do my best to show you, but I'll try and show you today in the back of the trailer what these internal straps are like. Pretty interesting, but apparently it's the old school way, it's the old way of actual trailers having the straps built in. Now they just slide down either side, straight down now, the ratchet straps, and you've got the actual ratchet on and the hooks on both sides, which we do have on the new trailers. So they tend to be easier apparently. Well, they are easier, I'd say, but just less hassle. So yeah, that's the plan for today. It's already daylight, as you can see, and it's only just gone 20 to 6. So I couldn't get to this place too early, purely because, like I said, they're not open yet. So I've left in enough time this morning to get here. I'm only an hour and 40 minutes away. But the A14 we're on now pretty much goes all the way to our destination. So yeah, and like I said, I didn't do much recording yesterday. There wasn't really much to show you. It was just a case of, it would be more footage for the road really. So yeah, it was a bit more, it was a pretty quiet day, even though, what time did I get parked up yesterday? I got parked up just on 4 o'clock yesterday. So I did a 12-hour day yesterday. I did 12 hours. Did 12 yesterday. And considering I only did one job to Sainsbury's, I was sat there for 2 hours, obviously over 2 hours. Did my collection, I was there for a little while, and then I had to head to the Midlands and then find parking. I wish I could have showed you last night, in fact, but Cambridge services last night was like a minefield. Oh my goodness. It got crazy. After 5 PM, I think it's 5 o'clock, you can park. The spaces where the cars normally go, they open up a certain part of the services for parking, for lorries only. And it's like 2 lines either side. If you've parked at Cambridge before, you know what I mean. And yeah, I mean, that's the first time I've parked at Cambridge services, so for me it was a bit of an experience, if you like. However, where I parked, which was on the old HGV parking spaces, which are now the coaches, but lorries park there anyway, I was parked right down the end by the actual building where the services are, all the restaurants and stuff. And it probably wasn't the greatest place to park, because everyone turns around in front of you, so they're constantly, you hear lorries all night, but lorries park right down the end, so getting out could have been a challenge last night. I had a container driver in front of me, but he left before me this morning, which enabled me to get out no problem, so I had no dramas for that. So yeah, so that was alright. Obviously I had to help that driver get out. I couldn't understand a word he was saying. He was a European driver, and he was asking me to jump in and do it for him, and I was like, I can't, you know, I'm not insured, no insurance, no insurance, no insurance. I'm saying, oh. He didn't really understand much I was saying, really. But English, there was a problem with the English barrier. There was an English barrier there, unfortunately. Language barrier, should I say. 14. So yeah, but he got out eventually, which has put me back a little bit, but like I say, it's not a massive problem for me because I'm going to be early in my job anyway. So yeah, so how are we doing today? We've got three quarters of a tank of AdBlue. That'll get us through until tomorrow, Friday. I'm not working this weekend. This weekend because we've got plans. So yeah, I won't be working this weekend. So AdBlue are fine for. We only have a quarter of a tank of diesel. So that was a Shell garage I was at there. I can't fill up a Shell. I can, but not all Shell garages take the credit card, so that one doesn't, so I couldn't fill up there anyway. So I will be looking for a BP garage possibly to load up, to fill up at today. If I see one on the way up, I'll probably pull in and just get some diesel just to get me through the rest of the week, today and tomorrow. If not, I'll worry about it after. I've got plenty to get me to my job. How much have I got? I've got, let's have a look, 96 litres, so it's not a lot, but it's enough. I'm not heavy on the back, so it's enough to get me to the job and then find a petrol station or a truck stop. So we'll be fine. We'll be fine with this. But I know there's a BP on the A1 as you go round. I could have used that actually, but it gets very busy in there in the morning. I've noticed in the mornings you're queuing to get in there, so I'm not going to bother. I'll push on. I've still got over an hour and a half driving to get to my destination, so we can make some progress before we do anything else. Got a sore throat this morning. I put a little short on my YouTube channel last night on my dinner. I had noodles. Oh, it was lovely. I'm not saying it's the healthiest noodles in the world, I must say. Sweet chili chicken and all that sort of stuff. Wasn't the healthiest, but it was Wednesday, and I do try to have a cheat day on Wednesdays. I like to treat myself to something on a Wednesday, midweek. So that's what I done. Yeah, that's what I did. It was delicious. It's very windy this morning, I must say. Oh, my throat. I didn't have the heater on last night. I'm starting to wish I did. I'm not sure if that's the reason why I've got a sore throat. So we're just going over the A1 now. Still on the A14. The A14, I think I've mentioned in one of my previous videos. It's a very long road. There's a BP garage over there, but that's on the A1. I could have went there and then came back up on myself onto the A14 for the roundabout, but it's busy. Wow, yeah. So I wouldn't have got in there. I would have done, but it would have taken a bit of time to get into the pumps. Yeah, it's alright. We've got 96 litres, plenty of diesel to get me to where I'm going to, and to find a petrol station. So where are we going after this? So once we've delivered this today, we are heading to Lichfield. Litchfield, whatever it's called. I always get it wrong. I think it's Litchfield in the West Midlands. And we are loading with, so this place here I've been to about three or four times. I've been here a few times, in fact. About 3 times now, yeah, 3 times. This place here we're going to is loading, I think we're loading with, it's pallets, and I think we're loading with water. So it'll be a full load. At this place you have to use a pump truck and you have to load yourself. So you get a designated bay. The forklift driver brings 2 pallets up at a time onto a loading bay. You use the pump truck to load it onto your trailer. You drop the legs, you open the shutters yourself, you do it all yourself basically. It's a self-load. There's no room for error. You have to make sure they're all level, they're all pushed as far down as possible. It's a full load. And we are tipping tomorrow. Now our delivery for tomorrow, you never guess it, is at Aldi's in Chelmsford. So it's a drive all the way back down south to Essex. Not sure why he's flashing. He's flashing at the driver. Essex we go. Now, as you've seen on one of our previous videos, I've been to Aldi in Chelmsford before. That was the one where I got rejected. I was 2 hours early, and he said to me, "Come back, come back." 15 minutes or 30 minutes before, I think he said, when we were early, right from the last video. So yeah, I tried my luck, didn't quite work. I've got that video. If you haven't seen that video, I'll leave the link, a little link above this video at the end, I think, or now. But I'll also leave the link below this video for you to take a look. That's quite a funny video. I get there and I was like predicting it'll be rejected. He'll reject me anyway, and he did. So my hunch was right. See, that's where we're going tomorrow, and I haven't got. It's a 2 p.m. It's a 2 p.m. delivery, so it's a sort of middle. It's right bang on in the middle of the afternoon, early afternoon. So yeah, so I'm going to have plenty of time to get down there. Of course, there's a truck stop there. That is, which one's that called again? I forgot which one that is. I've stayed at that one. I've not stayed at that one before. That's a snap account. I can't get my words out this morning. I'm feeling quite tired. I've had 8 hours sleep. I'm still tired. That's more than enough. But when I sleep more than 7 hours, I always feel more groggy. Anyway, yeah. So we've got our delivery tomorrow's not until mid-afternoon. So we'll have plenty of time to find parking today. We should have plenty of time to find parking. We should have plenty of time to rest and plenty of time to get to our destination tomorrow. Now, I would get to Aldi's earlier, but as you've seen in one of the previous videos, they don't take deliveries earlier. You have to be there. The earliest they'll take you in is 20 to 30 minutes before, or 15 to 30 minutes before. So it'll be a case of taking my time. I'm not rushing. So most important thing is getting this load off safely in one piece with no problems today, and then we'll focus on our next job for tomorrow. So we've got quite a bit of driving to do today. I'll certainly be using most of my drive time today. So let's see how we do. Anyway, I will drink my coffee. The roads are quiet. I'll drink my coffee and I'll leave you guys to it, and I'll get back to you as we get closer to Redditch, Coventry Highway, for this delivery. I'll speak to you soon. So we're now tipping at a new, this is what's coming off, As you can see up here, I did say I'd show you the internal straps. These are the internals on here. So you see, I'll show you once we're tipped, but you can see them just over there in the corner. These are the ones, and they're on springs, as you can see here. So I'll show you in just a second once we get this tipped. Watch whilst it's taking it off. So these are your internals. Yeah, nice and tidy, nice and tidy, and you can see them just across here. So they run all the way down either side, and you hook onto one side, hook onto one side, and then ratchet on this side. So I'll keep it running so you can see us unloading. Yep, so they've asked for the timber staying with them, so all good so far. Half the trailer down, half to go. This is a tricky part now, I'm getting these off. get a hit on the head with one of these. They're not very heavy, but they're sharp, as you can see. So get in there. Yeah, so we're going to be here for a little while, but I just want to show you the internals. Second time I've ever used them. When he asked me, there was a Curtainsider before me, so when we arrived, he just asked me to park here. He'll bring the forklift driver up to get them off for me. So it saved me a job actually, but the lorry is dirty now. I might have to get it washed to get time today. I don't like a dirty lorry. So when they send me to construction sites, it doesn't make me happy. Yeah. So you see, I'm not sure if you can see it from here actually, but there's the internals all across. So if you haven't seen internal straps on the bungees before, on these rollers, there's a bungee on the rollers. Yeah, this is these curtains are low bearing curtains as well, low curtains, so extra strong curtains, as they say. I was about to say, getting too old for this. No, you'd probably laugh at me if I said that. Strap the curtains up. Alright. Curtains done. Dirt in my lorry. Oh god, what a headache. Right. Hands are filthy. Need some breakfast, I'm starving. Right. Start her up. Let's level off the suspension. Make sure the suspension's built. The suspension is built. Make sure we've got enough brake air pressure. Level off the axle. Which it is. Right, so turn it off. Sorry, this is on one of the other cameras, guys. So sorry if it doesn't look the greatest. It's a sort of last minute. Hang on a second. office have sent me. Right, we're going to, let's put the address in. I've been here before. So when I keep saying it's Lichfield or Lynchfield, it literally is Lichfield. So, 1, 3. We don't want toll roads. Do you know what? I need to take this jumper off, I'm really hot. Excuse my gorgeous belly. It was cold earlier, now it's hot. Right, hose this off. Filthy. Dirty hands, yes. When you go to building sites, filthy hands. Anyway, right, let's get on and let's make our journey to Lichfield, which is only 30 miles away, just under an hour away. Speak to you soon. Okay, so we have tipped. We've tipped at our place. Paperwork sorted. It took a bit of time for the paperwork to come through because they had to reprint new paperwork out for me. I've just had a 15-minute break whilst I'm on site. I need to leave now because they want me off site, so let's go. So we are just leaving site now. We have, we're fairly heavy. Tag axle is down. Line gear, yeah. Yeah, axle's down. Yeah, so we're just leaving site now. So I was in there for a little while actually. So I'm not sure if anyone's been to this site before, but had to. You have to load the pallets yourself. I'm not sure if I mentioned that this morning to you, but you have to load the pallets yourself. And the forklift driver brings two up at a time you're loading yourself, yeah. So yeah, I think I did mention it anyway, but we've got about 18 pallets, about 18 in total. So normally we've had, in the past, we've had about, I mean, we had 24 pallets of full load before. We haven't got a full load this time round. Excuse me, I've just eaten an apple and a sandwich, salmon sandwich with some olives for my lunch today. Quite healthy. And it hasn't, I don't think I've digested it properly. So we have to take our time, obviously, going back, because we are quite heavy. So I was loading there basically. So to give you a quick little story on that site, I've been to that site a few times, not many, but I've been more than 2 or 3, probably 4 times or something like that anyway, because I remember the site quite well. And I was loading the water, the pallets on, and one of the forklift drivers, it wasn't the one who was loading me, it was another one next to him, said you need to, well, he was loading another driver next to me, and he said he came into the back of my trailer and said, you need to move the pallets across. So, what do you mean? Do you mean they need to be tighter? Yeah, because if they're too near the curtains and the curtains come loose, they'll fall off. I thought, right, okay, fair enough. So I did that, and the other driver next to me went to me, "Don't worry, bud." It sounds like he's from Essex actually. He goes, "Don't worry, bud. I've got the same problem, so I've got a rear." So he made me. I had 8 pallets on at the time. I had to take pretty much 6 pallets off and reload them and tighten the pallets up together, so the center of the axle, so center of the trailer. So I had to do that, take them all off, and the forklift driver who was loading me, he's sitting there thinking, he was a really nice guy actually, he's sitting there thinking in his forklift, waiting for me to load the 2 that he just got ready for me. You can tell what he's thinking, my goodness, really? Anyways, but I had to do it because I don't know why, I don't know if the other forklift driver was a supervisor or what, I don't know, but I said, okay, no worries, play the game sort of thing, and did it. And the guy next to me had to take about 6 off, and he had to do exactly the same thing, because the 2 pallets on the either ends of the trailer were not central enough. So I'm not sure if that's a new site issue or what, I don't know, site rules or what, I don't know. I've been there a few times, never had an issue, so I'm not sure the ins and outs of why that was why I was pulled for that. Never had any issues before, like I said, but I don't know. Different sites have different rules, and this time round it's the first time I've come across that issue there. But it wasn't an issue. I didn't make it an issue. I just got on with it. One thing I do know is a lot of other drivers would have probably kicked up a fuss about doing that, taking pallets off. I just don't want the hassle. I'd rather just have an easy life, just load up the trailer in a peaceful, calm manner without any headaches. I'm not allowing a forklift driver on site ruin my day. I just not allow it at all. I want to have a good, positive day, and that's how I try and want to keep it. I'm in a fairly good mood, even though I've got a headache still. I've taken 2 paracetamol actually about half an hour ago, and they have kicked in, so that's helped. But like I said, I'm not allowing someone else on the site to ruin my day. So, but yeah, anyway, we've loaded from there and we're off. And do you know what the funny thing is? Not funny. Well, it's actually not funny. I was at reception as I was leaving site before I got back in the lorry, and one of the driver who was next to me, he was told to take his pallets off and straighten them, sort of thing. He was leaving site just before me, in fact, and I was having a little chat with him, and he was just telling me that one of the drivers on the other bay, he was using the pump truck, and the pump truck's fallen off the back of his trailer on the tail lift of which goes on to the back of your trailer, basically. I can't remember what it's called, tail lift, whatever it's called, and he has fallen with it, but he's okay. So, oh my goodness, seriously, I said, is he all right? He goes, yeah, he's all right, but he's fallen off, and then they've had to stop. All the forklift drivers have come around to help him. I was like, oh my God, I hope he's all right. So I do hope he's all right, you know. But yeah, just shows you what happens. You know, you just don't rush. I try and take my time on everything I do. I really don't. I have rushed before, and I've noticed in this line of work, as soon as you start rushing, you start making mistakes, which mistakes lead to injury, and mistakes lead to damaged goods or damage to your vehicle, your truck, etc. I try not to rush. I just try and take my time in everything I do. You know, and if it takes me longer, then it takes me longer. It is what it is. I'm not prepared to rush a job just for the sake of the office or just for the sake of somebody else. I'll rather do the job safely, correctly, and safely. You know, I'm in charge of this lorry. I'm in charge of loading the load. I want to make sure I secure it and make sure I load it safely and calmly. And I refuse to rush on anything I do. You know, so I try to refuse to rush within reason. So yeah, I hope he's all right anyway. But that's another story. You know, so it's been a bit of a strange day today, really, for a Thursday. You know, I had that one this morning. You know, which I love helping other drivers. Don't get me wrong. I am the first person to help a driver if I see them struggling, because I like to think they'll help me. And there is drivers out there who would help you. So, you know, spread the love, man. Spread the love within with every driver, because one day you never know, you might see them on the road or them at a site and you might need their help, and they won't forget you if you do help them. No one ever forgets someone if they help them. I don't forget people. So anyway, we are off now down south. It's 12:30 now. We've got 3.5 hour drive down there. We've got to take a 30-minute break as well. This load hasn't got to be at my delivery point until tomorrow, so I've got to start planning on where I'm going to park for this evening, but I'll push in as far down as I can before we do anything else, basically. So let's see what happens. Yeah, let's see what happens, because it's Friday tomorrow, so let's see how we groove. But I need to take a 30-minute break, so I'm just going to make some progress down. I've got to take a 30-minute. I've got an hour, just under 1 hour. Take a 30-minute break. I'm just thinking about pulling over soon and having my break soon. In fact, I'm going to take it here. I'm going to take a 30-minute break right here because I need to. So let's pull in here. Safely. Let's pull in here, have our break, because I've got to take a 30-minute break anyway. So I'm going to take a 30 whilst I've got a chance to lay by, because I'm going down the 42, the M6 and then the A14 down to neutral handbrake down to Essex for tomorrow. So yeah, I'll take a 30-minute break now, and then I can drive 3.5 hours then to where I need to get to and focus on where I'm parking for tonight. I'm not sure if I've got anything else on today. I don't think I have, but I'm going to make some progress today and get as far down as I can for my job tomorrow. So let's see what happens. Apart from that, I'm going to take a break. I'll get back to you guys very, very shortly. Yeah, I'll get back to you soon. I think I've chosen the wrong lay-by. As soon as the lorry goes past you, it just takes you off the road. Jesus. Yeah, and I can't go on a curb because I'm loaded. So, Jesus, won't want to sleep here tonight, that's for sure. Anyway, I'll speak to you shortly.